before being ordained to the priesthood, I had to go on a retreat for about 5 days. They call it the canonical retreat because in canon law it says that every man who is preparing for priesthood has to make a retreat of so long a time. And so I remember on that retreat, there wasn't a lot of stuff that happened that was very life-changing or altering. In fact, it was a lot of distraction that I felt on that retreat. But I remember there was just one thing that I read and one nugget of wisdom that I took away that really upended my whole view of priesthood and what I was about to undertake. And I remember just reading this. It was a text from like a homily given from a seminary rector, like the leader of a seminary, to men who were about to be ordained priests. Or I think it was a letter actually written to them. And he said that all as the formation faculty have been talking about these guys. And if you know anything about seminary, there's a lot of people who talk about you to see if you're ready for priesthood. And they said, we've been talking about all of your abilities of, is this guy a good preacher? Is this guy good with people? Is he suitable for sacramental ministry? All of these things. And so they try to do a good vetting process with all of that. But he said, I realized that after a moment that we were talking about a lot of things that were considered strengths. What are this guy's strengths? Does he have the strength enough to do these things, to be a priest? And he realized that we should be really asking a different question, really the opposite question. Is he weak enough to be a priest? And that's what totally turned upside down my view of priesthood. The reason he said that was that it's through our weakness, and especially as priests, but as anyone, through our weakness that Christ moves, that he works most powerfully. That's what St. Paul says in his second letter to the Corinthians, is like, I boast of my weaknesses because it's through my weakness that when I am weak that I am strong. And he says something of the similar sort today in that same letter when he speaks about how all of these super apostles, these people that are preaching to the Corinthians after he has preached to them, who are kind of claiming a different sort of Christianity, but that's trying to impose these limits or these sort of laws on people that's these great burdens, that they are claiming all of these things, and all of their strengths. But he says, I boast of my weaknesses. And he relates all of these different things that he's gone through, all of these trials and sufferings for the gospel. And I think it's a great witness to us who are would-be followers of Jesus, that it's not our ability to speak well of the faith. It's not even how many people we reach in a day, but it's really about our weakness and how we allow the Lord to work through those weaknesses. It's then that we're strong. Perhaps you've had moments in your life where you've had to just kind of give up, or not to give up totally, but to say, I don't have control of this. And in a certain way, it frees you to do better at whatever event or whatever task you're doing. We so often want to shy away and we run away from moments where we can feel weak or vulnerable. Those are the moments where Jesus wants to work most powerfully in our lives. Those are the moments when we are most close to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. So I encourage you today, don't shy away from your weakness. It's in your weakness that Christ wants to be made strong. It's in your weakness that you become the greatest image of who you really are. Jesus Christ working through you, his beloved Son, his beloved daughter. May we remember that today and live it out with faith.